here as a volunteer for Risen Ridge Ministries. I have enjoyed doing that. My husband and I are a part of this ministry. We both started very early on, coming to the meetings and praying and moving through how to do a ministry like this, and God has blessed this ministry in so many ways. And so moving forward, we've had our first full year of having guests in the afternoon, and I have seen God give children so many things that they needed as far as being brave. When you get on a horse, even grooming a horse, standing next to a horse, if you're not used to it, it takes a lot. And I've watched children come into a comfortable place in themselves to be able to touch the horse, groom the horse, look the horse in the eye, and God begins to communicate with them, and they get on the horse and they're communicating with the horse with the reins and in the round pen, some of them, and it's so enjoyable for them to be able to master something on a small level, and then it makes I think that God speaks to them that they can master things in other places in their lives.
When my family joined Risen Ridge Ministry, I was so excited. My mom said that ever since I was 3 years old, horses were by far my favorite animal, and Risen Ridge seemed like the perfect combination of God and horses for me and my family. I'm always waiting for a new week to start so that I can come back. The horses and everyone else at Risen Ridge are so kind. Every time I get to do something fun. I think that combining God and horses for a place of healing is awesome. Risen Ridge Ministry is such a wonderful place. All of the people at Risen Ridge are super nice and have taught me many different things about Jesus and horses. Every time I come to Risen Ridge, I get to have a really great conversation with the people here. The horses have such fun personalities which make them all so enjoyable. I ride Desi. I love riding her. She is so sweet and gentle. I have learned so many different things from Desi, like doing the join up. During the join up, I learned to trust her and Desi learned to trust me. I love all the horses at Risen Ridge because I think that they have really fun and kind personalities, and they are each so different on the inside and the outside. I believe that through my experience as Risen Ridge, God has and still is teaching me qualities like patience, whether that's when Desi is being a little bit naughty while I'm riding her, or if she won't pick up her hoof for me while I'm grooming. And I'm learning to trust and learning to be assertive but still kind when I give instructions to her. Riding her or lunging her, or doing the join up with Desi helps strengthen the trust between us. I think that Desi and I go really well together. I want to thank everyone at Risen Ridge for everything that you have done with Risen Ridge Ministry to make it such a special and enjoyable place for me and all the other people who come here. I'm so glad that God has shown us Risen Ridge Ministry.
One of the guests that came, he's in the foster program and his caseworker brought him. So while the student is having his time grooming the horse and working with their session leader, the caseworker sat on the porch and sat what we call the welcome wagon with someone who speaks to them. We have someone every session that comes and spends time with the people that are waiting for whatever. And then they're a part at sometimes in the prayer and the devotions that we do at every session. Well, the caseworker let it be known that he was not a Christian person, that he believed in the Muslim religion. And so we were surprised at that because he had been very positive about how we were handling this ministry, how we were praying together, how we were encouraging the kids to get in touch with God themselves and pray. And the student that he brought prayed out loud and I think made great strides in his relationship with Christ. And I don't know where this caseworker is now or whatever, but he said that he would love to bring more students, his clients, here for this really positive experience here at Risen Ridge.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jesse. I started going to Risen Ridge in August after a friend of mine shared with me about it. I met Jen and started working with her. I enjoy learning about Risen Ridge and the horses. The first time I came, Risen Ridge had a cookout where I met Chris Beck and some of the volunteer team. I matched with a horse named Chester. The first time I rode him, I felt a little fear of falling off, but now I feel safe. My fear is gone, and I not only like to ride him, I like to trot. Chester has white and black rain puddles and likes it when I brush, pet, and groom him. I'm learning more about empathy, about Chester, how to communicate with him, using the reins to steer, stop, and go. I like hanging out with Jan Beck, Amy, Missy, Jackie Ensley, and Linda, who are cool people. I'm thankful for my parents' support so that I can come and participate. I'm thankful for the people at Risen Ridge and that I get to come. Thanks for letting me share.
Hello, my name is Julie. I want to tell you about my experience here at Risen Ridge Ministries. When I first came here, I was very nervous about horses. I came back each week and learned more about myself and the people here at Risen Ridge. Not only are the volunteers really nice, they are committed to Christ and helping others. They are very laid back and very patient with me while I was trying to overcome my fears. At first, I didn't have the confidence to ride, but now I am confident because of God's presence that fills this ministry. Not only have I sensed God's presence, but I have experienced Him in Jacob's Ladder when learning to communicate with one of the horses. Her name is Desi. On that day, Jen, who is one of the founders of the ministry, was teaching about horse communication. When it was my turn to practice, Desi and I were in the ring together, and Desi came up to me on her own and stood next to me. It felt like she was trying to tell me something. I felt God showing love and compassion through Desi. I now know that God can use horses to communicate and bless us. I am so grateful to everyone here and to God for all that He has done and will continue to do through this ministry.
I can relate a story. There was a lady that came and she connected with the horse in the round pen. And then as we were praying together, we still sat in the round pen. God began to show her things of a situation that happened in her past. And what had been a dark time became pots of flowers all over this place. And she connected with her father again in this thought process. And was able to forgive him for places where she felt like he slighted her and different things. And she got free and she began to listen to God on a different level than she ever had before. And then, believe it or not, angels came and ministered to her. And I just left the round pen and let her sit and soak in the presence of the Lord, sitting there receiving all kinds of reassurances, gifts, and new clothing, and a new heart, and a new outlook on life. It has been pretty amazing. That's just one story, but it's been amazing to watch how God has used horses, this ministry, these people that pray and ask God for direction and moving forward in ministry. I just love being here. My husband does too, and we just enjoy having the opportunity to serve.
Hi, I'm Julie's mom, and I've been coming with her to the classes. This is our first time here, and we really didn't know what to expect. but the very first day was amazing. The atmosphere here is unbelievable. There's no pressure, just peace and acceptance. Julie got on DESI the very first day. Every new class, she's accomplished a new goal. She's been able to challenge herself, overcome her fear, and be successful each time. The volunteers have been so kind and supportive and allowed her to move forward at her own pace. I can honestly say that this ministry has been able to do what other counseling could not, and I know it is because God is here. I would highly encourage anyone who is looking for another option to call and come and see for yourself. It has worked for Julie, and I know it can work for you as well.
Cut.
Does that cover it?